15-minute sketch challenge. Here we go. This pose I thought would be super duper fun because I need to get better at jumping poses. Let's just get that general layout, of course. I'm trying to not get stuck on just one part of the body this time. Sometimes I don't hop around enough to see how the entire piece is turning out. Like how this head, I started out with the head there, but really his head is leaning all the way out, or is angled all the way out. His suit is a little bit more curved outwards, and his jacket is swaying in the wind. His leg, he's wearing shorts, so it's gonna be a bit blockier. And his shoe is basically a complete side view of his foot. And just like that, we have a pretty good base sketch. Yeah, let's thicken up the arm here. And sometimes, something that I did before in previous times when I needed a little bit more, I need to give myself a little bit more guidance with body parts that are layered over one another, like this leg here. I would just choose a slightly lighter color and do the base sketch over, just so I can see that overlaying body part. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of his suit as well. Okay, here we go, and base sketch is done with 12 minutes left. Okay, this I'm not very good at these angled faces, or an angled, it's not quite angled down, it's not quite looking straight forward. Let's see, we left chunky shoes around here. I'll just avoid the face for now until I have everything else all figured out. I think hopping around is really helping. These shorts are really fun to draw for sure. Let's see, what is this guy, what is he grabbing onto, or is he just jumping and his arm is thrown back? Let's see, I'm looking at this part here where the neck connects to his torso. Just gonna mimic that a little. And the suit arm, I think the suit is gonna be pretty hard to do, or at least the part which it's flaring out. Gonna do swoop, and let's see, have it go out like that. Okay, now it's time for the head. I think I'm gonna tilt my canvas a little bit. Just get the ears down and the face, and I'll do the collar. Swoop that tie. And something, I guess, if we're going to tackle this tricky angle, we'll see that the hair, something to focus on is how much hair is showing. And that helps to see much better how the angle is, or what you're able to see the angle of the head and how tilted it is just from seeing how much hair can be seen on the top. So I'm just going to overcompensate a little bit. Do the nose. I think the ear is up a little too high. And then simple eyes. He's kind of has this like surprise expression, so maybe I'll do that. Then a little smile. And let's make it a kind of a, what is it, quarter view? 3/4 view. Make the chin a little bit more defined. Okay, looking at it now, I think the head is definitely too big. Let's just quickly take that, make it smaller, and maybe even tilt it out a little bit more. And his tie, I think, needs to be a little farther in, just like that. This is not a bad start. Gonna do some more of the suit behind there. Quickly fix up the shoes, socks of course. Okay, this is a great start. What's the time? We got 5 minutes left to do the final lining. Something that I find really scary or not so amazing about this challenge is that one of the rules are that you can't flip the canvas, or you can't flip the image, and that's just to keep you from spending too long perfecting things. And It's really just to make you draw, and I get that, but I just wonder if it's still good practice if I'm not correcting, or if I just think I'm drawing this amazing portrait and little do I know it's looking terrible if I were to just flip it. I am debating on these challenges if I should go back, because I think this is my 26th day of this challenge, and I'm wondering if I should go back to my very first reference and fix it and do like a bunch of corrections on my old sketches from this challenge. There are definitely some sketches though that I would not want to find. Hi Belly, what is up? It's fun. I'm gonna have to, I think the pants are a little off, so I'm gonna have to diverge from my sketch, which is perfectly fine. For some of my sketch challenges in this challenge, I've been taking just the pose and then recreating the pose or using that pose to do more original artwork by creating characters or adding a fantasy twist to them. But just for these, as I'm recording it, I don't really feel like I have that time or that space while I'm recording to come up with any ideas. Not that I would really have an idea for this pose. Okay, what time are we at? 2 minutes. 2 minutes to do some of the face. Add a little neck there. Surprisingly, I don't draw a lot of like young guys. I just don't have a lot of like young original character guys. But this here has been pretty fun. I think it's just because I want it to be, I've always, for original characters, I've always wanted to create them very sparingly. That way I don't feel too spread thin. And I think I have like this kind of friendship or bond that I've created with that character once I've made it. And I've talked about this a few times in other videos. But yeah, so I think that probably plays into why I haven't made a lot of young boy characters for my stories yet. Probably because I want to be able to preserve those ideas for any of my future webtoons that I'd like to create. Something does not quite look right about his face. This is not bad. I wasn't too sure how this would turn out just because of how detailed it is. Or not detailed, or how unique the pose was. I thought I'd really struggle, but it's really not bad. And the part that you guys missed in the last video was my process in how there's the alarm. Okay, so this is how I color my sketch. I use a gradient map so that everything is all one color, and then I go back in and I fill in all the parts that didn't get filled in. And for something like this, I'll just go ahead and make all the parts that would be maybe lighter. I'll probably do like a dark orange for the suit just to make it stand out. Don't want to spend too much time on this coloring, of course, but it's nice to just do a little something. Maybe the eyes I'll make the same color, and then make the whites of the eyes white inside the mouth. And this just gives me the opportunity to put a little bit more effort into making it look good. And I'll do the hair a little bit more of a deeper red. And maybe let's try something new for the shadows. I'm gonna do purple color, and I'm just going to go through all the places where shadows could be, not thinking too hard about what makes sense and what shouldn't be. I'm just doing wherever, and then I'm gonna turn it into multiply, and then I'm gonna lower the opacity on that. Interesting. I don't know if I love that. Let's see, darker color. Maybe it's the type of purple that I used. Color burn might work. Or I'll just do normal. Then I'll make this into a darker purple. Maybe let's make it less pinkish purple and do a darker bluish purple. I don't know. Yeah, maybe really subtle like that. If you do multiply, it's not too bad. Okay, anyways, gonna do some little shadow marks there. Just some squigglies, little blush, and then we can do little highlights on the eyes, and then little highlights on the eyes. Always kind of makes things cute and all put together, especially on the hair. And then we could leave it like this for sure, But if we wanted to, we could definitely take the tonal correction and change the hue. And sometimes I'll usually change the hue if I am trying to add some variation to my feed. The pink is really cool, but yeah, we'll kind of leave it at this orangey vibe. And then yeah, a 15-ish minute challenge, not bad.